Howdy and welcome to Tansson TV Plus. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mom.
Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yep, thank you for joining with us again.
We always love doing this at Mom. We're never first episode Friday.
Yep, we are. Another first episode Friday, and it is the last Friday of January of 2026. And so we're going to continue with our mockumentaries. And so we are going to talk about Stumble today.
Yes, and so we're speaking of the pilot episode that began the series on November the 7th of 2025.
All right, and I'm going to give you just a little information about this particular episode. So, Courtney Potter is her cheerleading coach, and apparently she's an award winning cheerleading coach, and she does have a film crew that kind of follows her around. But anyway, she is asked to resign from her current position, which then forces her to find a new position and create a cheerleader squad from scratch. So she does get a new job, and then her goal is to eventually make this new cheerleading squad an award-winning team. But I think the process for this one is actually what this series is a little bit about, is how she had to form this team together. And that is the first episode.
Well, Mom, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, Brandon.
And overall, what did you think about this pilot?
I was pleasantly surprised. We've talked about these mockumentaries and how I'm not quite a fan of them. And so when we watched this, and I did see it when it originally aired, we saw it air on TV. And so I saw it when it originally aired. I did watch it. And I was like, oh, okay. And so when we watched it again in order to get some information to talk today, I was able to actually spend more time paying attention to it. And I actually liked what I saw, and it made a lot of sense. So I want to give this one kudos because it made a lot of sense, and it was much easier to watch than some of the other mockumentaries that we've seen.
Well, Mom, I will overall agree with you. I do remember enjoying it for me the first time around when we watched it back in November. And we've seen some scenes here and there on and off. Since then for Stumble, but we hadn't really seen another full episode. But I'd say that this one probably can convince me to see another.
Yeah, actually, I think I actually will now go back and rewatch the starting with the second episode. And you're correct, as we have seen things here and there, we just have not sat down, or at least I have not sat down and watched another one full all the way through. And so after rewatching this, I will go back and watch them.
Now, of course, we've spoken about the mockumentaries all month and sort of what we like and don't like about them. But what would you say for you? Really makes this one let you tune into the next one as opposed to some of the other ones that were just okay.
Well, I think they explain the purpose really early in this particular episode. We know what she's doing. We know she wants to create a cheerleading squad. We know that she has just gotten a new job. We see what she has to work with. And so I think knowing a lot of that ahead of time, and then also it had an initiating point, and so you knew it was an initiating point also. And she also acknowledged the camera crew. I'm not saying the other ones didn't, but she truly acknowledged the camera crew was there, and there were even some scenes that they kind of cut to so you could see that the camera crew was there also. And so I I think that it was just kind of forthright, and it moved pretty quickly. And I guess that's what kind of made it stand out among some of the other ones. What about you, Brandon?
Yes, I definitely, and I was mentioning this to you offline as well, but I definitely feel that the acknowledgement of the mockumentary format, I think, is very important for sort of setting the, I guess, realism for it. And I'm sure it's one thing where, sure, you might just have an episode or two where you're doing it, but if you're going to do it for the whole series, I feel that you at least need to have some sort of rationale, even if they're not addressed in every episode. So I like for this that she is that the coach is one win behind getting the national recognition, and that she's wanting to do it. She's fired from her job, and now it's the documentary of her trying to reclaim that spot. So I like that we're able to acknowledge that we're able to see the embrace of the team, and it's sort of where she fits into all of this.
Yeah, and something else that just kind of hit me. This particular show is really about one person, it's which is the focus, rather than some of the other mockumentaries that we've watched. It's a team effort, so you've got to know all the characters, and in this case you just need to know one person, which is Courtney. And yes, she does have a support system, give or take a little bit, but just knowing that the support system is really not the angle of the show. The angle is really her and the team. So that in itself kind of makes it easier for the viewer, because you only have to worry about really the one storyline that's occurring.
And I will say too, something that I'm not sure if they expand upon this in later episodes or not. I know that of course there's currently about let's see, 8 episodes that have already released as of recording this, and 9 as of when this video goes out. But I will say that they've made a point of saying that they told the camera crew and they told the character Crystal that this documentary was about her. So I'm curious as to if that will take any part of these future episodes, if there's ever going to be a time where it goes between, Courtney and Crystal.
And even if they do, and just so the audience knows, Crystal is one of the cheerleaders. But even if they do, we have at this point in time established Courtney. And so, them pulling in that other character will make it easier to kind of go between, rather than just having 10 characters that you're trying to figure out what they're all doing.
Yeah, definitely. And so I'm excited to sort of see how the series is able to take shape, and even in present day, how like the series has been able to to grow it all, especially considering that they made a point of saying that Courtney, after she makes this championship, that she's retired, and obviously I'm pretty sure that they're not going to let her go to the championship in season 1 and win and then retire. So the question is, what will keep her there? Is she going to back out of retiring? Is she going to lose in season 1? I guess we'll have to tune in to find out.
Yep, we will have to see. And Brand, just to let everyone know, I like to rate these shows, 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. I gave this one a 3.5 because it very quickly, you're able to kind of catch on and kind of watch everything that's going on. What about you, Brand?
I'm going to have to agree with that. I definitely thought it was a new fun way to look at a mockumentary, but I definitely feel you also need to have full concentration for the whole episode.
Yep, you do. And that is something that I also discovered with the mockumentaries. You just can't do other things while watching it. You actually have to pay attention to it, because there's a lot of subtle things that kind of go on, and you need to be able to pick up on those nuances.
Yes, that is definitely true. And Mom, now that we have sort of brought our month of January 2026 to a close, what are your overall thoughts and consensus about mockumentaries?
Well, they are not, and this is all personal. A mockumentary is not a show that I go towards initially. And so there's got to be something to kind of jar and make me kind of move forward with the particular show. And I've kind of discovered that if it concentrates on one or two people, then it's easier for me to pick up on, because that character is being developed a little quicker. When they're kind of a large group, kind of like The Office all at one time, it is hard to pick up the point of the show. And so, having that single character focused, at least initially, helps a lot. And so that's kind of what I've kind of discovered with the mockumentaries. What about you, Brand?
Yeah, and I'd also say for them that many of them are very niche, especially many of them seem to be like workplace comedies in the sense of Stumble is about cheerleading. The Office is, well, about, an office. The Paper is as well to a certain extent. And then even yesterday when we spoke about Abbott Elementary, that one's about school. So there's different workplaces and different environments that we're seeing these shows. And so um, I'm curious as to how accurate or not accurate they are to these certain niches, but I think it does give a different perspective.
Yeah, it does. It really does. All right, Brandon, did we have any connections with this?
Not to my knowledge. Well, actually, yes, we did. We have one connection.
All right, Brandon, I was saying, because I wrote that one down. What is the connection, Brandon?
Yeah, so the connection is with the actor Taron Killam, who plays Boone in the show.
All right, yes, because he plays on High Potential.
Yes, so he plays Ludo in High Potential. We haven't seen him in a moment.
Yeah, he did pop back up on High Potential, but yes, it's been a while. He's taken a little break from High Potential.
But yes, but it's nice to see him in more than one place on more than one network.
It is. It is. It is. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss about the show, Brandon?
No, I mean, I definitely think that it's a nice addition to, as a, the NBC Friday night lineup, and I'm excited to hopefully see. I mean, just in general, that comedy shows continue to grow and come back in these sitcom formats, even if they are different ones than, let's say, we would generally gravitate to.
All right, and let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts about Stumble? Do you like it? What is your favorite mockumentary? We'd love to know.
Yeah, we'll definitely let us love to know. Keep us posted.
All right, we thank everybody for watching
We
today.
look forward to seeing you next time.
All right, have a great day, everybody.